You didn't arrive here by coincidence. Something within you was guided to this moment to hear what your mind may have questioned, but your soul has already sensed. There are times in life when everything slows down, when doubt quietly fills your chest, and yet deep inside, beyond all the noise, you already know the truth. This is one of those moments. What you are receiving now is not just words or passing ideas. It is an answer to something you've been asking for in silence, maybe for days or even longer, in those quiet spaces where your thoughts drift and your heart speaks. You are standing at a point where your inner knowing begins to meet the reality you've been waiting for. And I understand you felt something that cannot be explained logically. A pull, a connection, a presence of someone that feels deeper than ordinary attraction. At times, especially in your most vulnerable moments, you may have dismissed it as imagination, as wishful thinking, or as something created just to fill an emotional void. But listen carefully, what you have felt is not an illusion. It is not coincidence. And it is not something your mind invented to comfort you. That energy you feel when this person crosses your mind, that familiarity as if you've known them far longer than this lifetime, that quiet certainty that keeps returning no matter how much you try to dismiss it, these are not random experiences. They are signals. And the reason you've hesitated to fully accept them is not because they aren't real, but because part of you fears what it might mean if they are. Even if recently things have felt heavy, even if this person has become distant, quieter, or harder to read, that does not erase the truth of what exists beneath the surface. In fact, that silence carries meaning. When something is truly aligned at a deeper level, your inner self recognizes it long before your mind can make sense of it. That is why you are still here, still searching, still feeling. You weren't looking for empty reassurance. You were waiting for something that resonates with your spirit. Not everything you feel is meant to be understood through logic. Some experiences are meant to be lived, not analyzed. And what you are going through is not weakness, not confusion, and not unhealthy attachment. It is part of a deeper process, one that unfolds when a connection goes beyond the ordinary. This is the beginning of recognition, something that feels ancient, something that existed before you could even explain it. Here is what you need to understand today. Your doubts are not coming from a lack of love between you and this person. They are rising from parts of you that were hurt before and never fully healed. When someone enters your life with a presence that feels intense, almost overwhelming, it naturally awakens what you've buried. Your soul recognizes them instantly, like meeting a reflection of something important within yourself. But your mind, shaped by past experiences, reacts differently. It tries to protect you. That's why you've questioned everything. Why you've stayed awake wondering if it's real, if they feel the same, or if you're simply creating meaning where there is none. And yet, no matter how many times you try to step away, something keeps pulling you back. Not in a forceful way, but gently, consistently. That pull is not weakness. It is not dependency. It is the quiet alignment of something deeper than surface-level connection. You've asked for signs, searched for clarity, looked for confirmation in obvious ways. But what you received instead were subtle moments, the glance that lingered a little too long, the words that seemed simple but carried weight, the shift in your energy when they are near or even just in your thoughts. Real connection doesn't always begin with grand declarations. Often it speaks in silence, in small, almost unnoticeable gestures, in hesitation, in moments that seem ordinary but hold something profound underneath. You may think this person is unsure, but the truth is more complex. The uncertainty has been within you, not because you lack strength, but because this connection entered your life at a time when you were still learning how to stand firmly within yourself. Its intensity challenged you. It pushed you beyond what felt comfortable. But understand this, when something real enters your life, it doesn't come to harm you. It comes to transform you, to show you what you haven't healed, to expand your understanding of love beyond what you once believed was possible. That transformation can feel like fear, but it is not the absence of love. It is the presence of something powerful. Even now, this person carries a quiet awareness of you. There is a softness, a respect, a depth in the way they perceive you, even if it isn't always expressed clearly. And yes, there may have been moments when you believed they were leaving, when their silence felt like distance, like disinterest, like the end of something meaningful. But not every silence is an ending. When something is truly meant, it does not collapse under temporary confusion. It doesn't disappear because of fear or miscommunication. It remains, sometimes quietly, sometimes invisibly, but it remains. So why does it feel so chaotic? Because real love doesn't leave you unchanged. It breaks patterns. It challenges beliefs. It forces you to let go of illusions you once relied on. What feels like chaos is actually growth. Something old within you is being undone so something real can take its place. And one day, when clarity replaces confusion, you will look back and realize that every moment of doubt was preparing you, shaping you into someone capable of receiving the depth of what was always meant for you. The truth you're searching for isn't outside of you. It's within the quiet tension you feel right now, the space between your thoughts and your deeper knowing. What you're experiencing is the timeless conflict between your ego and your true self. Your mind, shaped by past pain, tries to protect you. It speaks loudly, urgently, often through fear. It tells you to be careful, to hold back, to expect disappointment. It searches for proof, for certainty, for control. It creates scenarios, questions intentions, and assumes the worst to keep you safe. But your intuition speaks differently. It doesn't shout. It doesn't panic. It simply knows. Even when doubt appears, there is a calm presence within you that doesn't disappear, a quiet sense that things are unfolding as they should, that what you feel is not false, that you are not imagining everything. That calm is your truth. The tension you feel comes from these two voices pulling in opposite directions. And if you've experienced pain before, if you've been hurt, abandoned, or disappointed, your mind will naturally project that fear onto the present. It assumes history will repeat itself. So you are not truly questioning this person. You are questioning whether you can trust something this deep without losing yourself. And that is where your growth lies. This moment, this connection, this uncertainty, it's all part of something larger. You've been brought here not just to experience love, but to understand it in a way you never have before. This powerful connection exists for a reason. It brings you face to face with the fears you've tried to avoid for so long. What you are experiencing is not here only to give you love in a simple, comfortable way. It has entered your life to stretch you, to challenge your limits, and to make you question everything you once believed about love and even about your own value. This kind of love does not ask you to settle for fragments of affection. It calls you to rise, to accept something whole, something your soul has always deserved. Every time your mind tries to interfere, every time doubt creeps in and pushes you to sabotage what you feel, you are being given a chance to heal something old within you. When fear rises, it does not mean the connection is weakening. It means something unresolved is coming to the surface, asking to be released. If you react with panic, you give that fear more strength. But if you pause, breathe, and recognize it for what it truly is, you begin to take your power back. This bond acts like a light, illuminating everything inside you. It clears what no longer serves you and prepares you to receive something deeper. And no matter how many times you try to step away, no matter how strongly you convince yourself to let go, something within you continues to draw you back. That pull is not something trapping you. It is the shared energy of two souls that were meant to meet. Even when you try to silence it with logic or resist it with your ego, it remains quiet, steady, like a force guiding you back to something that feels like home. But the question still lingers in your mind. If this connection is so real, if it feels so certain within your soul, why does the other person seem distant? Why the silence? Why the space? The answer lies in the intensity of what happens when two deeply connected souls cross paths. This is often described as a powerful mirror dynamic. This person is not just someone you care about, they reflect you in ways no one else can. Their presence awakens parts of you that were hidden, parts that needed healing. And just as you felt shaken by this connection, so did they. The depth of this bond touches sensitive areas within both of you. For the human mind, which seeks control and certainty, this can feel overwhelming. So what looks like distance is not rejection. It is a form of protection. They are stepping back not because they don't care, but because what they feel is too intense to process all at once. In many cases, this creates a pattern people describe as running and chasing. The one who pulls away is not escaping you. They are trying to escape the overwhelming emotions within themselves. The depth of what they feel brings up fears, fear of not being enough, fear of losing control, fear of getting hurt or hurting something meaningful. These fears often come from past wounds, from moments where love once brought pain instead of peace. So their silence is not emptiness, it is a pause. A moment where they try to make sense of everything your presence has stirred inside them. On the other side, you may feel the urge to move closer, to fix things, to understand, to hold on to the connection. But this creates a cycle. The more you chase, the more they feel the need to step back. Not because they don't care, but because the energy becomes overwhelming. This is where one of the most difficult but powerful truths comes in. The idea that sometimes you must release in order to receive. The universe is not asking you to suffer in waiting. It is guiding you back to yourself. This time is meant for your own growth, your own healing. The shift happens when you stop trying to hold on to them and start choosing yourself fully. When you stand in your own strength, when you reconnect with your own worth and inner balance, something changes. The pressure disappears, the energy softens, and in that space, the other person can finally feel safe enough to move closer again. This distance is not punishment, it is alignment. You are being given space so both of you can grow individually. Old fears are being cleared, emotional wounds are being healed, and what feels chaotic now is actually being reorganized into something stronger. When the connection comes back together, it will not be built on fear or need. It will be grounded in mutual understanding, in strength, and in a conscious choice to be together. As you focus on your own peace, you release the fear that once held you tightly. You begin to trust not just the connection, but yourself. You start to understand that what is truly meant for you does not require force. It finds its way naturally. The person you care about will not return because you chase them. They will be drawn back by the energy you embody, your calm, your confidence, your wholeness. This time apart may feel intense, like something burning within you. But just like fire refines metal, it is removing what is false so that what remains becomes unbreakable. This bond is strengthened by truth, and the truth is that distance cannot erase what is real. No matter how far things may seem on the surface, the connection remains alive beneath it all. This phase is teaching you trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in what is being created for you. As you heal, they are also going through their own process, even if you cannot see it. Both of you are being prepared for something more stable, more real, something that can truly last. And if you still feel their presence, even without communication, it is because that connection hasn't disappeared. They think of you more than you realize. They feel you in ways they may not even fully understand yet. The small signs you notice, the moments that seem too meaningful to ignore, these are not random. They are confirmations. The mind often demands clear proof, but the universe speaks in a quieter language. It doesn't always give you obvious answers. Instead, it communicates through patterns, through synchronicities, through subtle reminders that something deeper is at work. One of the clearest signs is the impact you have on them. You are not just another person in their life. You move them on an emotional level they cannot easily explain. Your presence affects them deeply, whether it brings them peace or stirs something restless inside them. That is why their behavior can seem confusing. It is not because they are uncertain about you. It is because they are trying to understand what you awaken within them. True connection often reveals itself in silence, in the way they look at you when they think you're not noticing, in the way their attention naturally drifts back to you, in the quiet moments that feel full even without words. And then there are the deeper signs, the synchronicities that seem too precise to ignore. Hearing a song that feels like it belongs to both of you. Seeing something that instantly reminds you of them. Feeling their presence in moments where there is no logical reason. This is not coincidence. It is energy in motion. There is also a deeper layer, emotional connection beyond physical presence. Sudden feelings that arise without explanation. A sense of calm or even heaviness that later seems connected to what they were experiencing. This is the subtle exchange between two connected energies. Dreams can also carry meaning. Moments where you feel like you truly met them, where conversations feel vivid and real. These experiences happen when the mind is quiet, allowing a deeper connection to unfold without fear or resistance. Even waking up with their name in your mind or at unusual times can carry meaning. It can happen when their thoughts are strongly focused on you, reaching you on a level beyond logic. This is not obsession. It is resonance. Your connection exists beyond physical distance. It continues to move, to communicate, to evolve. Now is the time to stop dismissing these moments. Stop calling them coincidences. Recognize them as what they are. Messages guiding you, reminding you that you are not alone in what you feel. You are not chasing something impossible. You are experiencing a connection that was always meant to find you. You are not lost in illusion. You are moving through something real, something that is unfolding exactly as it should. And now, as your doubts begin to quiet and your awareness deepens, you are ready to understand what comes next. This powerful connection exists for a reason. It is not or meaningless, and it certainly did not enter your life without purpose. It is here to bring you face to face with the parts of yourself you may have avoided, the fears you buried, and the truths you were not yet ready to see. What you are feeling is not just about receiving love in a simple or comfortable form. It goes far beyond that. This kind of connection arrives to stretch you, to challenge everything familiar, and to push you beyond the limits you once believed defined you. It asks you to question your old beliefs about love, beliefs shaped by past experiences, disappointments, and moments where you settled for less than what your soul truly desired. This love does not operate on the level of surface emotions or temporary attraction. It reaches deeper, touching the core of who you are. It calls you to rise into a version of yourself that no longer accepts half-hearted affection or inconsistent energy. Instead of waiting, chasing, or hoping for small signs of care, it encourages you to step into a space where you naturally receive love in its full, balanced, and genuine form. It is guiding you toward a higher awareness, one where you understand that love is not something you beg for, but something you align with by recognizing your own worth.